NMI lawmaker Sheila Babauta is back on Saipan after attending the UN Climate Change Conference in the UK, where she took center stage to advocate for the Pacific and introduce former President Obama.
Some of the upsides were the movements that took place outside of COP, the youth organizing that happened, and all of the activism. So, there's some good takeaways, but there's still just so much work to do. And that's the main takeaway from COP26. There's so much work to do.
She also got to sit down one-on-one with President Obama and a dozen other leaders for a 2-hour meeting.
I really saw it as an opportunity to continue the conversation that I started with President Obama at the convening of our Asia Pacific Leaders program in Malaysia, where I got to ask him a question about the military presence in the Pacific Islands. Because in my opinion, that is one of the major threats that we are facing in the Marianas. And it is one of the biggest contributors to the climate crisis, is the increase in militarization around the world. And that was something I wanted to put on the table. It is a very sensitive topic. It's a very challenging conversation to have, but what other space, right? Like, what other space would this be discussed? And if not now in Scotland, then where?
She says she's stressed that those living in the Pacific have an especially distinct experience with issues surrounding the climate crisis.
Here in the Marianas, we are born and raised at an intersection of climate colonialism, climate change, and militarization. And that is a unique perspective that each of us can bring to any table that we're a part of.
But her sit-down with Obama isn't the only presidential matter she addressed.
President Obama did commit to contacting President Joe Biden, to contacting the White House, and just extending our concerns and possibly having someone in the White House just contact me so that we can further conversation around ways to protect our environment.
She plans to call for an interagency meeting within the NMI to help unify the climate change advocacy effort. Thomas Manglona for KOAM News on Saipan.